Hello everyone, good afternoon to you all. I am Ajay Tiwari, welcoming to you all to my official YouTube channel Biology at Your Fingers. Today I am going to start a very important point of chapter number 3. We can say that male reproductive system. On yesterday we have started chapter number 3 and we have just explained all those simple terms those were related to this chapter, but today I am going to start with male reproductive system. First of all, let you know that male reproductive system is located in the pelvic region. Means that the first term that is here, male reproductive system is located in the pelvic region. Male reproductive system consists of a pair of testes, that is also known as primary sex organ, accessory glands. There are certain kind of glands, we will see that, such as prostate gland, corpus gland, we will discuss later on, and ducts. Certain kind of ducts are there, such as radiate testis, vas differentia and vas deferens, as well as external genitalia, that is also known as penis. So all these were the point related to the male reproductive system. It means that male reproductive system located in the pelvic region. It consists of a pair of testes. This one, testis, this is known as primary sex organ, we will discuss later on, and accessory glands and ducts are also known as secondary sex organ, and penis, as we know that this is known as external genitalia. So as we mentioned here, primary sex organ, that is testis. This one is basically testis has two major function, because this produce the male gamete, that is sperm, and also release a certain kind of hormone, that is just testosterone. So we can say that testis has two function here, production of the male gamete and production of the hormone. Secondary sex organ, or these are also known as accessory organ. These organs just help in the production as well as to carry the certain kind of male gamete as well as hormones. In this we will discuss about epididymis, seminal vesicle, as well as prostate gland, as well as corpus gland. So secondary sex organ or accessory organ, these as we mentioned, contains epididymis, seminal vesicle, prostate gland, as well as corpus gland. All these are the part of what? Secondary sex organ. And the last one is there are certain kind of ducts. These ducts just help in the transport of the sperm, and these ducts include vas efferentia, vas deferens, and urinogenital duct. This is known as what? Urinogenital duct, because this duct carry both urine as well as sperm. That's why we have just name here. This one is just what? Urogenital duct. So all these were the part of the male reproductive system, and as we mentioned, the last one is here. We can mention here the fourth one. Fourth one is here, penis. This one is also known as external genitalia. Penis, or we can say that external genitalia. This is, as you know, that copulatory organ. So in the male reproductive system there are primary sex organ, that is what? Testis. Secondary sex organ or accessory organ, these include epididymis, seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and corpus gland. Ducts, vas efferentia, radiate testis we can mention here, vas efferentia, vas deferens, and urinogenital duct. So all these are the part of male reproductive system. Now we are going to start with the primary sex organ, that is testis. So let's talk about testis. First of all, testis is located in the scrotum. It means that the testis is just encloses or located in the scrotum. Scrotum is nothing but we can say that this is a thin layer of skin along with muscles. And very important thing, testis is extra abdominal. It means that this is the outside the body. During the embryonic development, testis is just inside the body, but later on this descend into the scrotum, and this one is just what? Extra abdominal. Questions always come from here, why the testis is extra abdominal. Testis is extra abdominal here because it favors the spermatogenesis, because spermatogenesis just needs lower temperature than the body temperature. So in scrotum the temperature is lesser than the body temperature. We can say that 2 to 2.5 degrees centigrade. It means that here the temperature is just lower than the body temperature, that is just lesser than 2 to 2.5 degrees centigrade. Normally we consider 2 degrees centigrade here. And testis, as we know that this is a pair, oval, small and 4 to 5 centimeter long. We can say that testis is the primary sex organ, as we mentioned, oval in shape. This is paired structure, extra abdominal outside the body, and 4 to 5 centimeter long and small structure. Let's come, this is the external view of the testis. As we know that there are two pouches, as we mentioned here, this one and this one. The testis, this we can say that from here we can see here, these are the two pouches. A particular label difference is here. This is the testis number 1 and this one is the testis number 2. We can see clearly a label difference. This one is just lower and this one is just upper. It means that both are not parallel, because these structures or these arrangement help to testis to prevent from various kind of we can say that injuries or squeezing of the testis. One slightly lower side and second one is slightly upper side. This arrangement just help the testis and prevent them from squeezing. And as we mentioned here, testis is extra abdominal, but during the embryonic development, testis is just inside the body and that later on descend. So from the abdominal cavity to the outside, there is a inguinal canal that provide the proper connection. So inguinal canal is just attaching all those cavities, and through this we can say that testis descend into the scrotum after embryonic development. We can say that, or we can say that during the 7th month of pregnancy. Testis descend into the scrotum during the 7th month of pregnancy, and this is the structure that are going to help. Let's come to the point. Between these two pouches, there is a clear-cut division. There is a clear-cut division, and this division is known as what? Testicular septa. We have just mentioned here septum, or you can say that septa. This one is testicular septa. This septa is just separate these two pouches, and the second one is here. This one, as we mentioned, this one is the outermost layer. We can say that this is the outermost layer, and inside this, we as know that there is a cavity. In this cavity, a coelom filled with hydrocele. This cavity is just filled with hydrocele, and a particular structure is shown here. These two testes, as we know, these testes descend after the 7th month of the embryonic development, and so these testes are fixed at their position. So a particular structure that is known as gubernaculum. Gubernaculum is the structure that help the testis to retain its place. So by means of that gubernaculum, testis just remain at the place. And the second important thing, that this one is, as we mentioned here, this one is testis outermost layer. Here testis is covered by 2 layers. The outermost layer, that this layer we are discussing here, this one is known as tunica vaginalis, and the second one is this one is known as, inner one is known as tunica albuginea. So there are 2 layers. Outermost layer is known as tunica vaginalis, and the second one, that is known as tunica albuginea. And between these pouches there is a coelom filled cavity. That cavity is known as just what? Hydrocele. These two pouches are separated by means of testicular septum, and these testes are just remain at their place by means of gubernaculum. Certain important things are also here. The temperature of the scrotum. As we mentioned, the temperature of the scrotum is just lower than the body temperature. So the temperature of the scrotum is just maintained by a particular type of muscle. Those muscles are known as deltoid muscle. It means that the temperature of the scrotum is maintained by deltoid muscle. This is very important question. What? The temperature of the scrotum is maintained by deltoid muscles. So all these were the points related to the testis. Let's draw some more diagrams to just show the position of the various kind of the structures. Let's come to the point. Now we are just drawing the diagram of the testis. Here, as we can say that there is a testicular septum. This one. These are the septum, and second very important thing here, there is a coiling. This coiling just comes straight again becomes straighter one, and this one again becomes straighter. Let's come to the point here. This one is also straighter. Same thing here also. 2 or 3 compartments are here. I am just making 3 once more. 1, 2, and this one is the third portion. Remember, this portion will be quad, and up front this becomes straighter. Again up front these become straighter, and yes, and now this straighter portion joins here. It forms a particular cavity. Let's mention here, and once more. And from here, these just join lines here, many lines. These later on descends. These are highly coiling tubes. So now we are going to label, as we know that there are 2 layers. So this was the layer number 1. Let's come to this one. This is the layer number 2. As we mentioned, inner one is, this one is known as tunica albuginea. This one is tunica albuginea, and this one is tunica vaginalis. These are the 2 layers. This one is inner layer, tunica albuginea. Outside this, just what? Tunica vaginalis. So we can mention here 2 layers. The outermost layer is here, tunica vaginalis, and the innermost layer is here, what? Tunica albuginea. And these highly coiled structures, those we mentioned here, these are known as what? Seminiferous tubules. And as we know that here there will be production of sperm. This structure is what? Known as retestis. This one is known as retestis, and these structures are known as vasa efferentia. This one is retestis. This one is what? Vasa efferentia. Outermost layer is tunica vaginalis, and the innermost layer is here what? Tunica albuginea. So these are the certain kind of layers we can say here. And next one is We mention here these are the certain kind of structure. These one is known as testicular septum. So these were the structures. Those we can see that this one is what? Epididymis. This one is epididymis, and these were, we can say that these were vasa differentia. Yeah, we can say that these are the vas difference. So if we enlarge this testis, we can say these kind of arrangement in the testis. Let's quickly recap. Outermost layer, what? Tunica vaginalis. Inner to this tunica albuginea, there are two layers. These were the what? Testicular septum. These highly coiled structures, these are known as seminiferous tubule, where there will be production of the sperm. These flat part of the we can say that seminiferous tubule forms the retate testis, and after retate testis there is formation of vasa efferentia. Vasa efferentia just attached to the epididymis, and this epididymis just carry the sperm through the vas difference. So these were the arrangement of what? In the testis. Let's come to the section of the testis. If we cut transverse section, we will get what? These kind of seminiferous tubules. This type of structure we will get here. These are the interstitial connective tissue. Interstitial connective tissue, and we mention these coiled structures. These are seminiferous tubule, and inside seminiferous tubule there are two kind of cells. We can say that this one and this one. One that is cuboidal, so we can say that these are the cuboidal cells. Yes, these are the cuboidal cells. These are the cuboidal cells, and these cuboidal cells are also known as what? Germ cells. So these are known as germ cells, and these germ cells will later on will undergo process of spermatogenesis and will produce sperm. Yes, germ cells are going to produce sperm, and these special shaped cells, cone shaped cells, these are known as Sertoli cells. These are what? Sertoli cell, and Sertoli cell are going to provide the nourishment. Sertoli cell what? Provide the nourishment. That's why Sertoli cell is also known as nurse cell. Why Sertoli cell is known as nurse cell? Because this provide what? Nourishment. So between these interstitial connective tissue there are such kind of arrangement of cells. These are the certain kind of arrangement of cells. These cells are also known as leading cells, and these leading cells will produce what? Male sex hormone, that is what? Testosterone. As we mentioned here in the one portion here, just in one seminiferous tubule, same kind of arrangement will be here and here also. So let's quickly recap. These are the enlarged view of the testis. Here we just cutting the testis and just seeing what? There are two kind of cells in the seminiferous tubule. The first cuboidal cells and the second one is cone shaped cells. Cuboidal cells are also known as germ cells that will later on produce what? Sperm by the process of spermatogenesis. And let's come to the second type of cells. These are also known as Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells just provide the nourishment, as well as these are also known as nurse cell. Why this is known as nurse cell? Because these provide the nourishment to the developing sperm. And in between interstitial connective tissue, there is a just scattering of a certain kind of cells. Those cells are also known as Leydig cells. So this was all about the testis. As we know that now function of the testis, we discuss here. Function of the testis is two. Here the first one, what? Production of the sperm, and the second one is what? Production of the male sex hormone, that is known as what? Testosterone. So this was all about the testis. We can say that all these terms are very important for your examination, as well as for your NEET examination, as well as for your board examination. So these were the points about the testis. Thank you. Jai Hind.